Hey, thank you for checking out my workshop on moving from ideas to stories. I wonder if you might have something like this. This is a notebook I carry around. It's my idea notebook. Every line here, we get that open again. Every line is an idea for a possible story. And they all sit here. I keep it over on the shelf, and every day, every line in this book screams at me, yelling, wanting to become a story. How in the world do you take an idea and find the story and then actually create the story? Over the past 50 years, that's what I've done. I started out speaking every week and having to come up with a story at least 3 times every week. And whew, for a long time. And then not too many years ago, after teaching and everything and using story in all my different career paths, I decided 5 or 6 years ago to really focus on writing. Instead of speaking the stories, now I'm just going to write the stories. We all know better than that, don't we? When I go out with my books and do book events or signings or speak, I am always not surprised, but always kind of shocked, I think, at the number of people who come up to me before or after the event and say, I always wanted to write, but. And as I talk with them, they have ideas. They've got all these great, I thought about this and I thought about this, but how do you take an idea and move it to a story? Now, my approach that I have learned for myself over the past 50 plus years is not a system with a bunch of rules to memorize and, the top tips and so forth. My approach that I'm going to talk about in this workshop, this one-time session we're going to do live, my approach is not learning something new, but it's relearning something that we are all originally wired to do. We are, as human beings, wired for story. Over the years, we kind of learn to ignore that, I've got to be serious. I have to adult now. Our task in this session, I'm just going to explain and show and go through some activities with you to help rekindle maybe that thing, that spark, that thing I call the story voice that's inside of you. And it is how I take ideas and play with them and watch them in front of me, right in front of my eyes, become story. That's what this session's about. I hope you'll join me.